Hi, and welcome to Moral High Ground, where I try to talk about what's morally right to you. You can find this on Spotify, Pocket Cast, Radio Public, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts. You can find me over on Instagram, Shelby.Kyles, and you can find me pretty much anywhere else that's social media, except for TikTok. I don't go on TikTok. Well, actually, you can because some friend made me sing a song, so it encouraged me. So go find that. Also, you can find my music on Spotify from way back in the early 2000s. The Big Black African. It's meant to be comedy, so don't take it too seriously. Because I didn't take it seriously. I was drunk and having a good time. So anyway, moving right along. Today we're talking about today's issue. Today's thing we're talking about is random acts of kindness, and it's a perfect subject for something that's either morally right or wrong. And we're talking about Mr. Beast. Now, Mr. Beast is a YouTuber, and he makes like pretty much comedy entertainment, but mostly practical jokes, and they're all scripted and things. And the guy's pretty famous. I've only seen him on several things. He was on Hacksmith, and he wanted to make some kind of lightsaber thing. And then he's been on his own show. I watched him do the Willy Wonka thing, which I thought was funny as hell, but pretty cool if you had enough money to make something like that. And all that stuff. But somehow, what currently happened went above my head, and I didn't know about it, missed it. And he made 100 wells in Africa for people in starving countries, and this is actually pretty cool. And so what we're gonna get into today is we're gonna watch that, and I'm gonna talk about it, of course. But just to say this is something that I constantly talk about on this podcast, not just the visual one that you're recently seeing, but the one I'm doing all the time on Spotify and very faithful with. And it being Monday, it's my perfect day. So what I'm saying is this, okay? There's no reason whatsoever that a rich person or a famous celebrity of any kind can't go out and do what this man did. I mean, I talk about it all the time. I talk about how the rich people could be helping us out, how they could be sharing a little bit of their wealth. It doesn't have to be hundreds of millions. It doesn't have to be trillions of dollars. It doesn't even have to be $1 million, okay? You can get celebrities to come together and make money happen for worthy causes to help people. But what this man did put him on a whole different level. And so we're going to get on it and talk about it because regardless of him being a YouTuber, he's a common dude, and he did something what people with good hearts think about. I thought about going to other countries and helping people. I thought about doing things in this own country multiple times to help homeless people, to help women, mostly women. I want to help from things I've seen and experienced. And it has nothing to do with women that's being abused physically by men. It has something to do with women making wrong life choices and ending up with people who abuse them for their body, not caring about one bit of anything that's going on in their mind, and manipulating them to do the most ungodliest things, as well as giving birth to kids and then being abused by the person that's with them, not physically but mentally, to where they end up doing drugs and things and all this stuff that could kill them and the baby. It's just horrible. And I talked about this last year, and I'm still kind of die hard about trying to find a way to build a facility to help women that are drug addicted and pregnant. And it just would help so much. And these are the women that the drug addicted, the prostitutes, and all that in the world of the United States get ignored when it comes to women's rights. They always talk about women as if they're victims and men are the enemy and all this stuff. But they ignore the ones, and not just that, mothers that are single mothers that actually love men. They get ignored over all this crap of femininity, and yet it's not helping anybody. And a lot of women I know that I'm friends with or relatives that have kids and they've been with a guy, they don't care a damn about the feminist movement and stuff because it doesn't help them. It doesn't help put a man in their life to help them raise their kids, and it doesn't help them to succeed any different because they have kids they have to take care of. You know, being that selfish and arrogant, because that's really what it's about, is women being selfish. It doesn't do them any good when they have other lives they have to care about. So that's just me saying that. So to me, the feminist thing is morally wrong, because right now there's no thing for guys that make us like superior, like, oh, masculinity, we're masculinity men and masculinity this. No dudes say that shit. So it's like, it just got to stop. It can't be one-sided like that. But that's way off topic of random acts of kindness. It was what I'm talking about today. So we're getting into this Mr. Beast thing, and I'm going to show and explain my 2 cents on this grateful, most generous act of kindness, random act of kindness that he did to the African people. And so here we go.
This is the first of 100 wells we're gonna build in this video. Oh, water! Oh, crap! You just witnessed a small village in Kenya get access to unlimited clean drinking water in less than a second. One down, 99 more wells in Africa to go. You're gonna love this video. Combined, these 100 wells are gonna give around 500,000 people fresh water to drink. And after building some more wells on this side of Kenya, we flew south to the school system of Nairiri. And let's just say, they were really happy to see us. How's it going?
Now I'm pausing it here for a reason, for a good reason. I watched a video of a hater, a person that was hating him for going out and putting these wells, and they were talking about how he staged this whole scene with these people and made them do things just to entertain themselves on the camera. But in all reality, they're a poor country, poor community, and celebrating in any way fashionable to show your gratitude when you have nothing to give isn't a bad thing. If they want to dance, they want to hold a parade and jump up and down, or whatever the hell they want to do it. That doesn't make it staged. And from what he's done, it's more than enough to help these people survive. And probably they need more help, but still, this was a great thing. And more great things like this and opportunities should happen to more people within the world.
Not expecting this. Thank you for the welcome. I'm not sure how to react. I appreciate it, everybody. This village threw a welcome ceremony upon our arrival, and Nolan got really into it. Nolan's the most awkward person I've ever met, and that's a lot coming from me. And after being shown around the school...
Here comes our guest.
How's it going? Oh, you having a good day? Estás bien? One of the teachers showed me where the students currently get their water, which is from this river. That's extremely unsafe to drink. This is where your students used to get water from?
Yes.
This is crazy.
Yeah.
So just looking at this water, you can tell it's contaminated. It's got mud in it. Even if you got water from it, you would have to boil it for long periods of time to make sure it didn't have anything. And it most likely would have more stuff in it. It's this common thing in places where the water is toxic, polluted, or infested with something. You would have to boil the hell out of it to be able to drink it. And in some cases, they filter it out after they boil it. And so, there's a lot of different levels of making water clean and pure, and so this guy going out, and the thing about it is you had to have somebody survey the area to know where water was to be able to drill down to it. So obviously he spent more money than, who knows how much, but it probably wasn't nothing because it's in another country. Here in America, things are skyrocket. Over there, even like, I forget, like one time I had a Zimbabwe dollar, and that Zimbabwe dollar, I got it through some auction thing, and I'm thinking, oh crap, and it wasn't a dollar. It was supposed to be like, because like I said, currency is different, so it was supposed to be like a 10 million or something like that, 10 million or 100,000 or something like that, and either way, it was nothing in American money. In American money, it was like $50 or something. And it was crazy because I'm looking at this thing like, wow. And then to tell me it's only like $50 of American currency, it's like, wow, what the hell? Like, that's how much you can buy anything with that freaking Zimbabwe dollar in Africa and Zimbabwe. But here in America, You can just go buy, like, I don't know, a DVD player. Go buy something stupid, like a little DVD collection or some clothes, like a hoodie. My hoodies always cost like $49. So, yeah, it's stupid, but it's outrageous. So, think about that too. These countries have lesser currency, and the money is our money is big compared to theirs. So even $1 in a country is worth a hell of a lot more than it is in America. And those of you that travel to Mexico should know this because of pesos and the difference between pesos and dollars. And so I think the peso is 20 something to our dollar now. So think about that. That's like $20. When you spend $1, it's like $20 in Mexico through pesos or something, if I'm not right. Well, anyway, the whole currency thing is something I researched a while back when I was thinking of doing the Shelby World Tour, but it never came to pass.
Students complaining of diarrhea, infections like typhoid, because this is the water we've been using. So we try to treat, but you see, look at it, but at the end of the day, life has to move on. You have to get some water anyway.
This situation is obviously extremely sad. These children's lives are being limited and sometimes cut short from being forced to drink unsafe water. But at least for this village, we're gonna put an end to it right now. I don't think this John's gonna fit. I don't think that. Let's see if we can find some water. It's raining!
I don't know if anybody's seen that. There was an African guy with his arms folded and looking angry, and he probably was doubting everything and got excited. I mean, this is a miracle for them. Look at the water they were just drinking. The little kids had cups with dirty ass water in it, and like they said, it gets diarrhea, typhoid, all this stuff. It's no good. So Mr. Beast is awesome for doing this. He's a great man.
Beautiful! After the water comes out of the ground, it's fed into enormous barrels like this one. And once they're built into the water towers, all of the neighboring villages will not only have clean drinking water, but a pressurized water source as well. Which, in short, means no more doing laundry and unsafe water.
And pull!
On a scale of 1 to Nolan's mom, how heavy is it?
Nolan's mom times 2!
Oh god. Dude, I'll push you off of it.
All right, here we go. Under control.
We built 20 more wells in Kenya, and after we were done, bro has another well in. Don't worry, I have more water in my other shoe.
Yep, that's my...
So, yeah, a commercial hit either way. But, yeah, so, this is a great thing to build wells for people who don't have any. And I think the lesson here is that it's just that people have to want to step out and change the world, and even if it ain't a country far, far away, change the world within you live. If you live in the hood, start trying to find a way to benefit and change the hood. If there's a way you live somewhere in a rural area, farm area, and there's things that people need, that everyone in town needs, find a way to put it there. There's all kinds of ways to help people, but come together with those that has the means or are willing to take the time and listen to you and work with you. The problem is everyone wants to be the top dog and be the successful rich person, but not everyone can swim around in money like Scrooge McDuck. Excuse me. So, here we go.
And just so you know how we built these first 29 wells, we used this giant drill to dig hundreds of feet into the ground, past the polluted sources and into an enormous aquifer of pure drinkable water. After that, we spent time installing pipes so that people all around Africa can access water from spigots like this one in Nairiri. Let's see how it tastes. Like water. It took me about a minute to fill this 5-gallon drum. How much water can this provide a day?
3,600 gallons a day.
Not only will this well cover the 400 kids at this school, but literally the entire neighborhood and village around this school can use this well.
We say thank you for the water.
Oh, no problem. This thing can basically pump non-stop for 30 years. You would think that having an effect of this magnitude would require the resources and funding of a large government, but that's not true. Solving this problem is possible, and something humanity should all be putting effort in to fix.
So he makes a good point there, about the government there, and a problem people should put effort in to fix, like you just said. I mean, you should put effort in to fix problems. It just makes perfect logic. And that's the problem with wealthy people. And I mean, a while back, I got tired of hearing crap. I used to watch TMC, and even before that, watch Entertainment Tonight and all that shit, like everyone else used to. But I got tired of it because it's like certain people got exploited to where I was like, why are we watching this? What's the point of knowing about these rich people? You know, and not worrying about my own current situation, but just analyzing what I'm looking at. You know, like the thing with Britney Spears when they were saying that she went nuts and shaved her head and all this, and there's different stories after that. And then the whole thing with freaking J-Lo and Ben Affleck, there's always crap over and over again. And I'm thinking, why the hell do I care about these people? And especially the ones they're idolizing more than other celebrities that probably did something beneficial to mankind that they ignored. Because they said, hey, these people are more fancy, look at them. You know, and so when you look at a situation like this guy, yes, he's one of the biggest YouTubers next to, you know, him, Sniper Wolf, the Angry Video Game Nerd. I mean, I can go on and on and on. There's tons of them. If you're a YouTuber or watch YouTube, you know, there's tons of people that's super big, ultra big YouTubers. But this guy took the time to help people, and it's a blessing for these people. I'm gonna keep saying that. This is morally right. This is what we're supposed to do as people, is to look out for our fellow neighbors, our friends, our distant cousins. You know, that's pretty much what everybody is, distant relatives, you know. And so this is a beautiful thing. And people need to put more effort into trying to make things happen, to make other people feel like they're human, instead of treating them like outcasts and berating them and disrespecting them. And just, I mean, I can go on and on, you know the words, you know, but we don't have to use those words. You don't have to even be a part of that type of experience in life. You want to bring joy to people's lives, motivation, concentration, you know, all that. You want to give them concentration to think on the right things that can change their life and help them move steadily forward as people. This is what we want to do. And so, kudos to this guy.
Secret of success.
To be honest, just find something you love doing and do it for a long period, and eventually you'll succeed.
So I'm gonna bring it super close. See us? Is that cool? If you look up, it's recording. Alright, well, I'm gonna get close. Alright. Yeah, you can see yourself.
We were also able to install a well for this village, and these 12 other villages. And while we were finishing these wells, we were also able to update one of their schools with brand new computers.
How are they liking it?
They really like them.
Glad to see it turned out well.
And we also updated the classrooms with new furniture, installed shelves and filled them with new books, donated a soccer ball for every student, and even put modern whiteboards and projectors in all the classrooms.
Do you guys like the projector?
Now, there was something I saw about this Mr. Beast thing, and this guy was like talking to artists. I think it was a girl or guy. I watched a couple of them. When I found out about this, it was like blew my mind. I was like, is this some serious shit I want to do? Like, I want to make a small town in a place where there's pretty much no one there. Be able to make a small town, take some of these people that are homeless, that are actually trying not to be drug addicted, wastes of space on the streets, but ones that actually lost housing because of nonsense dealing with property management, or they're losing their job, or whatever the hell it was, and put them in this residence. And not just do that, give them skills to be able to make money and profit, making their own business out of whatever natural things you can do in the farm, like a textile mill, or, you know, orchard of dry fruits and vegetables, or just making wine, whatever it is. This is something I've always pondered about. This is something I actually got blueprints and things I created. And so this guy to do this is actually, was like, wow, there's someone that did exactly the type of stuff I want to do. And so it's more than me just talking about it. It's like an inspirational thing to me. Like, damn, I got to get on my grind. I got to become this dude I've been thinking about for years. And this guy just did it just to do it, you know? And so some guy was talking about how they messed up their whole economy over there, or made their government look bad for doing this. But I'm sorry to say, all governments look bad when you got people suffering and starving in the streets. You know, people miserable, dying of illnesses, sicknesses, and no one's helping them. Okay? That all these governments look bad. There's not one that is better than the other. Hence, another thing I always say when it comes to racism, there's no superior race. If there was, nobody would go to jail. I mean, the laws are out there. The moral laws are out there and tell you not to break any of these laws. But yet every human is at fault of doing that. If there's one race that's superior, they wouldn't break any of the laws, whether men's law or moral laws by God. So by saying so, a person that steps out the boundaries and does different is superior in so many ways. I'm not saying Mr. Beast here is superior, but he's better than most. And you gotta give him that. And yeah, back to what I'm saying.
You are using a chalk and then a lot of plastic, but today everything is clean. We truly appreciate it.
No problem. It's the least we could do.
But then when we flew out to the side of the 45th well, we realized this community had it even harder. Every time they need to get water, they need to take a treacherous mile-long hike through the jungle. And that mile-long hike also happens to be on a giant mountain.
I wake up very early, about 4 o'clock, so that I can fetch water for the school.
We are not safe fetching water here. That place is very slippery. Chances of getting an injury is very high.
So while we worked on their well, the community took me to see how they currently source their water.
You guys would have to make this trip how many times a day?
2 times.
2 times a day. Oh, wow. So a typical student would carry something like this?
Yeah.
Oh, God. If 200 students did this every day, how hard could it be?
It could be very hard.
But,
Okay.
dang, this is very steep. We're just walking down this mountain forever.
Every day.
It was actually surprising how difficult this hike was.
So, you know, this is another point of what he's doing. Is, I mean, look at this. They're going on a hike that's miles and miles away from their village to go and get some water, not knowing how, you know, it looks like very vegetated, like there might be wild animals out there. They're saying 200 kids, so in a number it might be intimidated to wild animals that are predators, but still, it does not mean that it's not unsafe for the children as well as the water itself. So this is a damn great thing what he's about to do for this village. This is amazing. And what I don't understand is the backlash, because that's originally how I found out about this Mr. Beast video, was backlash videos, and I'm like, whoa, that's cool that he did this, you know, and then I'm hearing crap, oh, he's racist, and oh, he's messing up their economy, and all this, and it's not going to help him, the water's going to be gone quick because he made all these wells, and literally I heard there was a whole ocean bigger than ours underneath the earth. And if that's the truth, and it's made of pure clean water, with no salt involved or any other crap that we as humans have thrown into the water, then the water should be unlimited. But he said it would take 30 years for the water to go bad in that one village he'd had a minute ago when we were at well 30 something. So it's pretty crazy, you know. Anyway.
And these people go through all of that just to get to this spigot. That's water is still unsafe to drink.
This is where you guys get your water from normally?
Yes.
And filled with water, these jugs can weigh up to 40 pounds, which is insane for these children to be carrying up this
The
mountain.
ladies can carry 2 of those.
Oh, I totally can as well then.
And as soon as these jugs were filled, it was time to head all the way back up.
Hurry up, let's go.
He's not even sweating or anything. I got it.
And now, instead of spending hours a day for unsafe water, their new well is only 10 feet away from the school. So,
They can just fill it up here now. I'm too tired.
and so we
So that's a good thing. And I mean, really great thing, especially when they show the little bacterias and things that might be in the bad water compared to whatever that came out of the ground. It's a good thing. And even if it does take 30 years until the well is dry, within that 30 years there's kids, there's at least 2-3 generations that get born within that, because every generation is every 10 years if you don't know. And so within that time period, kids have been born. The ones that were there when he put these wells there start to get old, start to appreciate more. They would probably be more healthier and things, and it's just perfect. You know, they can grow good crops now without no toxins, and animals probably live a lot longer, and probably must just change the whole continent over there by putting all these wells in. Now, as for the government there and all that, if they had a problem looking how these people were putting wells there, you know, and these countries knew about it, or each country and each village knew about it, you'd be pretty positive to know that the government had to know they were there, and if they had a problem, they would have kicked them out. So they didn't, so which means they actually make the people feel good. But the thing about it is there's always a corrupt government, like I said, and here in the States is the worst because they try to act like they help when they don't. Now, honestly, if you think about all the money that gets put in the military, that gets put into these companies, to organizations, and all this that America has, you have to honestly truly think about this. What happens if they truly took all the money and put it to helping every problem that we had as American citizens? Well, the answer is simple. We wouldn't need them anymore. And this is what they don't want to happen. If they had everyone happy and didn't need the government to make decisions for them because all of the decisions have been taken care of, all the problems have been put aside, then obviously the government becomes useless. So they have to create some form of conflict, some kind of thing, you know. There's always a negative element behind people with power. You just have to seek what it is. In some cases, they'll tell you straight to your face, but you don't recognize it until it's too late. This is where the term of manipulative supervillains come from, because they manipulate us by making us believe things that aren't true. And this is what the problem is in the States. Okay, a lot of things that we think is wrong that they put out there on the news and stuff isn't truly wrong, and a lot of it isn't truly real. A lot of you guys started believing all this when it came to COVID. So don't think that COVID's the only place where it stops. It continues even right now. And so just keep in mind that, once again, every country around the world has enough money to fix the problems in that country. They hold on to money, maybe fix something a little bit to keep you satisfied, while on the other hand they're using the money to manipulate, to get things for their own hidden agendas. And this is morally wrong, because I don't even have to break it down to a biblical meaning of why it's morally wrong. All I have to do is tell you, look at the story of Robin Hood. What'd he do? You know, King John came in, or Prince Charles, or whatever, Prince John, okay, went in there and tried to rule the kingdom and was taking gold from everybody, taking money and stuff, you know, and so he went and robbed from the rich and gave to the poor, dethroning Prince John until the original King Richard came to take over. That story's been around for hundreds and hundreds of years. Why? Because it's showing you injustice against humanity. Not just humanity, but injustice towards people within a kingdom. We live in a giant kingdom, the United States of America, as well as other people do. Live in other kingdoms that's big, like Great Britain, you know, China, so forth, so on. And they all have some kind of rule, some dictator, somebody, and they're taking away rights, or they're forcing rights and laws that don't need to be on us, just to make more confusing chaos, to make people's lives harder, not happier. This man just made everyone's life a lot more comfortable, a lot more happier, and they got to be overabundance with joy, because now they don't have to worry about to get something simple as drinking water, something that the rest of us neglect here, that don't even give it a second thought. Oh, there's water, I'm gonna go get some. You know, it just gotta blow your mind how we're too privileged here in the States, and this man just proved that. And so it's time to not look at this and judge this man as, oh, he did something negative, but look at this man and go, now how can I do something that can be just as effective in helping people in the world I live in? And how can I make sure that everyone will appreciate it and not abuse it? And that's just something I'm saying. And hopefully it makes some kind of meaning and stuff. And I ain't written none of this down. I'm telling this from the heart. So, you know, it's the only morals compass that we all truly should have, is a heart.
We were on our way to the next village where we built our 46 well, but we ran into a little problem. We found out that this village is divided in half. by this huge, dangerous river. It may not look like much now, but when the rainy season comes, the water comes up this high and literally swallows this bridge.
And why this bridge is such a big deal is the village is over there, the hospital and schools are over there, so they're crossing this bridge multiple times a day.
Despite how dangerous this bridge is, it's their only option.
This river, when it is swollen, it can sweep away people, students, or even animals. In the recent past, we have lost about 3 people trying to cross this river.
This loss of life is insane and absolutely unacceptable. The moment we heard about this, we knew we had to help. So while we started work on a new bridge that would let them reach their well, we then traveled over 2,000 miles from Kenya to the country of Zimbabwe.
We've been in Africa for over a week, and we still have a lot more wells to do. You kind of smell. I know, it's weird. I showered this morning. If you let me finish, I can put my arms down. But I count on...
So he's not at the deposit because they're goofing around and stuff. It makes it entertaining, though. Very entertaining. This whole thing is beyond entertaining. This is just amazing content, amazing show. And this is what I want to see more of. This is what everybody should see more of. People going out of their way, taking what they have to help the little guy, the people that are overlooked in the world. And man, this dude should be appreciated. What I think is a little bit overkill is when they're saying, oh, he's the savior, the white savior. I saw him something. Forget what race he is. He did something the rest of you couldn't. Even when you got black celebrities, like you got rappers that's got millions of, I mean, look at Oprah, for example. Oprah went over there and opened a damn school where kids get taken advantage of. It's not a cool thing. You know, what was it? Madonna before that went over there to talk to some kid, ran away with the kid like she was, you know, kidnapping the kid or something, you know. Angelina Jolie took multiple kids from different countries, you know, and that almost seems villainous in itself. Not her, but the knack of the whole idea that these celebrities just go to take kids from other countries and try to raise them as their own seems villainous, because that's one of them things where the life of one outweighs the life of many, or something like that, you know. I forget how you say it exactly, the right terms. The life of one outweighs the few, or something. It's said a whole bunch of times, but it's villainous. It's not a good thing. When you have multiple lives to take care of, this guy eliminated the whole problem. He said, I'm gonna make sure all the kids are good, so we don't need to give them to some rich celebrity chick who's gonna do God knows what, you know. And we're not gonna allow, you know, them to come and make a school when they already got their own school. We're gonna put computers in their school. We're gonna put books in their school. We're gonna let them figure it out for themselves, instead of having it being controlled by a rich woman that's actually a dictator of celebrity rule. So, yeah, this is awesome. Good stuff.
On YouTube to finish these wells with me.
Yes.
First on the agenda was to check out a local hospital that was in dire need of clean water. Upon entering, we learned how big of an impact this clinic had on the village.
How many kids do you guys give birth to a year here?
In a month, about 50.
Do 600 births a year? Wow.
But unfortunately, the pregnant mothers at this clinic have to walk over a mile just...
It's kind of funny how he said, wow, the look on his face. There's a lot of nookie going on in Africa. And funk don't stop. Black ain't going nowhere, you dig?
to get water, and then carry these heavy buckets all the way back. However, the good news is we paid for the construction of a new modern well for them. All that needed to be done now was to turn it on.
Ellen!
Alright, so this is cool.
Are you ready? I'm ready. Over. Let me get a dramatic zoom in. Nolan, I pressed the button. Is it working? It's flowing! Oh. Do we want to go check it out?
Yes.
Let's do it.
I love how people are immediately just getting water right now. This is easily the coolest thing ever.
Nolan here is a professional dancer. He will join.
How do I always end up dancing?
What is he doing? Oh gosh. I won't make you watch this anymore.
He's a bad dancer. That's for comedy right there. You know, I don't know if the rest of it is, but yeah, well, either way, man, the dude's got a smile on his face. Everybody's got a smile on his face. You know, this woman in the background does. It's just a beautiful thing. This is awesome, you know, man. Here's what I gotta say though about the haters of Mr. Beast in this episode. I have to say, y'all was retarded. okay, retarded in the brain, okay, insane in the brain, not even insane that takes some form of intelligence. Y'all just dumb as hell, okay, because we rather talk about wicked things and crazy things and perverted, demented, and delusional, and just chaotic nonsense than talk about doing something generous for another person. Someone asks for a handout, you would ignore them and slap them in the face and say, hey, get something for yourself, take care of your damn self, you know, get a job, shit like that, you know. But in some terms, in some cases, a situation where those words pop up has to do with someone you know that takes joy and pleasure in not working and not doing nothing for themselves and wants a reward without having to work for it. Once again, supervillain. You know, someone that's demented enough that wants to just use people to get what they want instead of trying to take their time and achieve something to become a greater person than what they already are. That type of person is the type of person you talk crazy to, not a person that actually tries and just is going through a hard time in life. That person needs all the support as possible that they can get. You know, and that doesn't mean everyone deserves that. They have to prove themselves worthy to get certain things, not just demand a handout, you know. And so here, these people are worthy because they've been in their whole life trying to survive. There wouldn't be a school or hospital there if they weren't trying, you know. So yeah, this guy has much respect, and the haters, they need to go somewhere. You need to just leave it alone and get up off your high horse and try to get on a freaking rocket ship and fly off. Let me stop before I say something stupid. But yeah.
Besides ensuring access to clean water, a lot of the students at this village lack transportation. So we decided to give all of them new bicycles.
I know it looks like a lot of kids, but we bought a lot of bikes.
See, they bring in bikes, computers, books, projectors, a board, freaking new wells, and I guess he's gonna make a bridge here and some other stuff. They're like, God dang, this dude is doing more. I don't know how much YouTube paid this dude or paying anybody, because hell, who knows where that money's like. But I'm on here, where's my money? But seriously though, so when you come to, and this is where I keep going back to celebrities and stuff, because look, man, I don't remember, I think it was someone was telling me just the other day that Rihanna gets paid, has way more money than Beyonce and Oprah. And Rihanna isn't doing a damn thing to help people. Maybe from her natural country, I think she's Puerto Rican or something. Maybe there, but maybe even not there as much as this. This is a big step, you know. Have someone go out and be able to not just make something. The problem with America is they put money, if they're wealthy, they put it into organizations that help spread the money to help people, and these causes go out and they go, okay, this is the Children's Safety Fund, and so it makes it a non-profit organization. The thing with non-profit organizations is there's profit that's being made. It just doesn't go into the person's hands, it goes back into the business as it was created for. That's the case what it should be. But all non-profit organizations fall under something where a guy or individual within the company is stamming the business to get money for themselves to do what they want. But here's the thing. All Americans, when we're doing something when it comes to business, things are considered a tax write-off. So even if you're a wealthy person or a musician or something, you get tax write-off by giving donations or helping something. If you came together, let's just take Detroit for example. Some of the best rock stars came out of Detroit. So Detroit's going through something where there's a bad plumbing problem through the whole city. Slowly being fixed on now, but it's been going on since 2018, I think, or a little bit more. And the plumbing's bad. It takes you have to take all the plumbing out through the whole city to fix the plumbing problem in Detroit. So the thing about it is, it takes certain sections, if you buy a house, certain sections that you fix, it would take about 20 to 50,000 or 50 million or something like that. Yeah, 50,000 to fix it. So the point is, why not, if you rock stars from Detroit or whatever, come together, each of you put $1 million. If you have a net value beyond freaking 6 million, even 60 million, okay, you can afford to give away $1 million. You and about 20 other celebrities that's that wealthy from Detroit and fix that damn plumbing system. It's just so simple. But why don't they? Because they've either been talked down to not to do it, or afraid to do it, or simply just love being greedy and getting their lifestyle away. They made it simple and cushy and comfortable for themselves for the past however many years. Some people in cases of Detroit would have to say at least 60 years now, And so that's just, it's sad, it's ridiculous. And it can be fixed easily, just like these people's lives have been fixed by Mr. Beast.
Full disclosure, I don't know how to ride a bike.
Jimmy only knows how to give away bikes.
Never learned how to ride one. Let's break in all the new bicycles. 3, 2, 1, go! Oh, everyone's passing me. Be careful, I don't know how to ride a bike. I don't want to hit anyone. You want to ride it? All right, go for a little bit. Okay.
And after giving away the bikes, we continue building wells until we reach
Well number 69!
This solar-powered well is specially designed to aid the farmers in this village by providing more than enough water for all of their crops and livestock.
See, there you go. I knew it had to do with farming as well. And this is going to make the food and everything more healthier in Africa and be able to support everyone within that country and every nation. So this dude is beyond the best of the best. And so more people need to take this example and go about trying to do things. And, I'll just throw out little scenarios like I was saying about Detroit and all this stuff about Oprah and everything. We need to find ways to help. Okay, we can't depend on these governments that are just using their power to manipulate, abuse, and just put more and more policies and laws and restrictions and spreading all their propaganda and their rhetoric and their nonsense. And none of it matters to anybody, and it doesn't even matter to Jesus. Because if it did, he wouldn't create there wouldn't be man's law versus the laws of God, which is ongoing thing constantly throughout the world. It's ongoing, where we're always like, God wouldn't do this, or humans do that, God would do that. We come with that scenario because we truly don't understand God's law, because man's law is always slapping us in the face. It's like when you're drunk and the pavement keeps coming up and slapping you in the face. I know that one very well. And I think that everyone should realize that something's slapping you in the face, standing in your way, blocking you, stopping you, and you're like a mime doing all this. You're like, what the hell? Okay? It makes no sense. Someone's got to step up and help the unhelpless or the helpless. Whew. I'm kind of out of breath.
Even during the dry season without any electricity.
Each panel is 200 watts. Then it's attached to a pump. That pump can pump 5,000 liters every hour. Basically, it's unlimited amount of water for this entire village. That's incredible.
And after we left Zimbabwe, we wanted to continue to give water to communities all across Africa. So we built more wells in Uganda, Somalia, and Cameroon. If you want to see more of what we did in Cameroon, there's a whole video about that coming soon on the Philanthropy channel. Spending time in these villages really made me reflect on the importance of building wells, how it brings water to farms to feed the hungry, how it provides clean conditions for hospitals, and most importantly, how it helps the children of this next generation live long, healthy lives and build the future for all of these communities.
We await a new dawn of clean drinking water. Water is life.
And with some help from the locals, we finally finished a new bridge that this community can use for the next 100 years.
Lives have been saved, families will come together, the worries will be gone.
The 100 wells we built in this video will change a lot of lives, but not enough. Which is why before you go, I want to urge you all to go to beastphilanthropy.org/wells or click the link in the description and donate money if possible. We're literally not profiting a dime off this video. 100% of the money we raise is going to go towards building more wells like you saw in this video all around the globe. I know it's weird that a YouTuber has to do all this stuff, but someone's got to do it, and if no one else is, we're going to do it. As you can tell, it really does change the lives of the communities where we build them. And
you see, right there, he says, I'm just a YouTuber. And regardless of what he is, you just gotta, honestly, people see things different than me. Maybe I have a certain, mental flaw or genius flaw. But the thing about it is, it's so obvious when you watch this video what the main issue is. And so when you have people that watch this video and they hate him because he's doing something, or you get the people who are just overwhelmed that he helped all these people and they're like, he's a good guy, but they don't see the big picture here. The big problem is the rich that are wealthy already that haven't done any of this, who hasn't stepped up and said, oh, we can fix the ghetto, we can fix the hood, we can fix this people that's in this village, or we can help these people over here in this country that's, the kids are starving to death. We can help all this. We just put a little bit of money here and there. Like I said, American currency shrinks in certain countries, especially third world countries. You know, Africa does have money, y'all. You know, they got diamond mines and all kinds of stuff. You know, they got a lot of natural resources. America has a lot of natural resources, but chooses to act like it doesn't because it's greedy and wants more natural resources, or we wouldn't have the other 14 territories of the United States of America, or 13, I think Hawaii made it 14. But either way, which is Puerto Rico, Ecuador, Micronesia, I can go on and on and on. Samoa, so many different places. And so the thing about it is, why keep following these people and worshiping these people with large amounts of money who only care about them and their family? Some of the wealthy people that we know are celebrities that you see all the time, all you hear is their problems. Like right now, I keep hearing all this crap about Jenna Pinkett and Will Smith. We're not close to them. We don't know them personally. And their wealth isn't something they give to us freely, you know? And so it's not a big deal to even care about what they're talking about, because they're not doing something that's relevant to help people. Okay? She wouldn't be half a snuck up, fake entitled rich broad if she was doing something positive like this with her life, instead of sitting back trying to make Will Smith a disgrace, which he can't truly do, because Will Smith made a name for himself based on his own accord, and he used to idolize the man. But I can't sit back and watch a man get beat down by a crazy woman, because I was a man that used to get beat down by a crazy woman, so much in fact that I'm terrified of getting in another relationship, and this is why I stay single. So we watched this video, and yes, there's more to it, and yes, I've explained my whole plight on what I think about the wealthy and this situation. But seriously, you just look at this guy. Not too many people know who Mr. Beast is that doesn't watch YouTube, and not too many people know about what he did here, because I totally didn't know. But the thing about it is, all I see is he's out here on his own helping these people. He's got his buddies and whoever, and like it just keeps going in my head. There's people who have $900 billion in the bank. There's people who have $600,000 in the bank, and they can't afford to give up $2-3 million to help society. Do you know that if you had $1.3 million, you can have 400 acres of land? With 400 acres of land, you can put anything on there. You can get people to come out there and make wells, underground water sources, electricity, so forth, and it won't even cost in the millions. And you can actually put people out there to live, instead of looking through your city where there's homeless people destroying something you once walked by and remember having fun with your friends, or standing somewhere with two girls in the middle of actually that happened to me, but I ain't gonna get into that. But my point is just, they fucked it up, man. They fucked it up for everybody, and it's not cool. So the question of morality comes down to this: is it morally right to keep money to make sure you and your family are the only ones that are well taken care of, after you done reach a certain plateau of money that makes you beyond just rich, makes you beyond just wealthy, but makes you superior in a way where your own arrogance smells like roses to you? And the complex thing about it is it morally right to help people and continue to do it without the help and support of the people? This man helped people, but yet back home here in the States, people are hating on him and trying not to support him for a great cause he did. One random act of kindness that changed the world for, I think they said millions. Okay. God would say this was morally right. Anybody with a good moral compass, with a great heart, with a passion to want to change the world, would say this is morally right. And by saying so, this is why I keep going on about rich people. All you have to do is look at this scenario and say, this is morally right, what a good-hearted person would do. And then you look, and while you're looking at it, you think about all the other people that are wealthy, that show themselves wearing fancy dress all the time, making more money. Then they tell you their net value on all these shows too. You know, they got one show that tell you the net value, how much someone made in the movies, or net value, whatever. And how can you sit there and watch that with a strong confidence, with a strong immune system, without wanting to barf and go, damn, these people are sick. I mean, honestly, like, this is some crazy shit. These people are sitting there with exploiting it, showing in your face, bragging about how much money they got, and they might even have relatives. In family situation, I understand. There's family that will beg you till your freaking clothes come off and you ain't got shit. Okay, there's family that'll do you dirty wrong. So yeah, you can turn your back on your family. That's evil. Just because they got certain blood doesn't mean you're in the same category or even the same mindset. But the world doesn't really need to only get support from one source. And this is why I say rich people have the power to change things. Half of your cities all have streets named after rich people that founded that area of the city. It's like when you watch Gotham. You know, if you ever watch the show Gotham, you know, the Wayne Tower, Wayne Buildings, Wayne Enterprises, and all this, right? Bruce Wayne owns everything through family legacy. But then you start to learn about all these other families that came about and helped support and ran Gotham. It's the same thing. Like here in Portland, there's 5 families that founded Portland. And here's the funny thing. Most people don't know that. You know, I happen to live on one of those big streets where one of the rich people own it. And guess what? It's like Monopoly. It's the waterfront. You know, what I lived before that for 3 years. Rich person owned it. The whole damn street's named after that rich person. Most of the families are named after these people. The damn freaking theater is named after a rich dude, and has a street named after him too. So there's the 5, and there's the other 2 more. There's like 2 more families. There's big families, you know, and they still around. And so think about that. There's rich people in your town that stay hidden comfortable somewhere with the money that they obtained. They don't care about your survival while you sit there and watch one of your relatives on the streets on drugs, your friends dying of diseases, all kind of things that we can cure and help just by one random act of kindness. And with that being said, this has been Moral High Ground, once again by the great SLK, because I'm feeling great after watching this. And so, I just have to say this. Peace be with you all. Blessings upon you always. And always try to do things that are morally right for somebody better than yourself. And yeah, just think about this and make a difference for everybody.